everybody! We are starting up another story time for today. I think today is story time number 5. I'm running out of hands to count on. But another tale from the Grimm's complete fairy tales. So, today's story is going to be a very short one. It's only 3 pages long. Unlike the other one from yesterday. Yesterday was like, I think 6 pages, maybe 7. Something like that. So it was a little bit longer. And it looks like the next story will be a tad bit longer than this one. So today's story is titled The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids. Boop. Alright, everybody, let me turn off this music because I'm not sure if I'll get DMCA'd, and I'm not sure if it'll pop up on the recording either. So, let us continue our tales. I really need to get a new light also. This thing does not reach me. Okay. Here we go. The Wolf and the 7 Little The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids? Alright. Let's get serious. The Wolf and the 7 Little Kids. There was once upon a time an old goat who had 7 little kids and loved them with all the love of a mother for her children. One day, she wanted to go into the forest and fetch some food. So she called all 7 to her and said, "Dear children, I have to go into the forest. Be on your guard against the wolf. If he comes in, he will devour you all, skin, hair, and all. The wretch often disguises himself, but you will know him at once by his rough voice and his black feet." The kids said, "Dear mother, we will take good care of ourselves. You may go away without any anxiety." Then the old one bleated and went on her way with an easy mind. It was not long before someone knocked at the door and called, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the little kids knew it was the wolf by the rough voice. "We will not open the door," cried they. "You are not our mother. She has a soft, pleasant voice, but your voice is rough. You are the wolf." Then the wolf went away to a shopkeeper and bought himself a great lump of chalk, ate this, and made his voice soft with it. He came back. He came back. Is that a spelling error? That has to be pronounced right. I'm not crazy. That says he came back. He came back. Knocked at. I swear it's not me, chat. It's not me. I know how to read. This old English shit is fucking weird. And not only that, but I think this is actually a translation too. So the Grimm's tales were originally like German or somewhere in Europe, right? Somewhere Swedish. He came back, knocked at the door of the house, and cried, "Open the door, dear children. Your mother is here and has brought something back with her for each of you." But the wolf had laid his black paws against the window, and the children saw them and cried, "We will not open the door. Our mother has not black feet like you. You are the wolf." Then the wolf ran to a baker and said, "I have hurt my feet. Rub some dough over them for me." And when the baker had rubbed his feet over, he ran to the miller and said, "Stew some white meal over my feet for me." The miller thought to himself, "The wolf wants to deceive someone," and refused. But the wolf said, "If you will not do it, I will devour you." Then the miller was afraid and made his paws white for him. Yes, that's how people are. So now the wretch went for the 3rd time to the door, knocked at it, and said, "Open the door, children. Your dear mother has come home and has brought everyone for you something back from the forest with her." The little kids cried, "First show us your paws, that we may know if you are our dear little mother." Then he put his paws in through the window, and when the kids saw that they were white, they believed that all he said was true, and opened the door. But who should come in but the wolf? They were terrified and wanted to hide themselves. One sprang under the table, the second into the bed, the third into the stove, and the fourth into the kitchen, the fifth into the cupboard, the sixth under the washing board, and the seventh into the clock case. But the wolf found them and used no great ceremony. One after the other, he swallowed them down his throat. The youngest, who was in the clock case, was the only one he did not find. When the wolf was satisfied his appetite, he took himself off, laid himself down under a tree in the green meadow outside, and began to sleep. Soon afterwards, the old goat came home again from the forest. Ah! What a sight she saw there! The door stood wide open. The table, chairs, and benches were thrown down, the washing bowl lay broken to pieces, and the quilts and pillows were pulled off the bed. She sought her children, but they were nowhere to be found. She called them one after another by name, but no one answered. At last she came to the youngest. A soft voice cried, "Dear mother, I am in the clock case." She took the kid out, and it took her and told her that the wolf had come and had eaten all the others. Then you may imagine how she wept over her poor children. At length, in her grief, she went out, and the youngest kid ran with her. When they came to the meadow, there the wolf lay by the tree and snored so loud that the branches shook. She looked at him on every side and saw that something was moving and struggling in his gorged belly. "Oh heavens," she said, "is it possible that my poor children, whom he has swallowed down for his supper, can still be alive?" When the kid had to run home and fetch scissors and a needle and thread, and the goat cut open the monster's stomach. And hardly had she made one cut, then one little kid thrust its head out, and when she cut further, farther, all six sprang out, one after another, and were all still alive, and had suffered no injury whatsoever. For in his greediness, the monster had swallowed them down whole. What rejoicing there was! They embraced their dear mother, and jumped like a sailor at his wedding. The mother, however, said, "Now go and look for some big stones, and we will fill the wicked beast's stomach with them, while he is still asleep." Then the seven kids dragged the stones there with all speed, and put as many of them into his stomach as they could get in. And the mother sewed him up again in the greatest haste, so that he was not aware of anything, and never once stirred. When the wolf at length had his sleep out, he got on his legs, and as the stones in his stomach made him very thirsty, he wanted to go to a well to drink. But when he began to walk and move about, the stones in his stomach knocked against each other and rattled. Then cried he, "What rumbles and tumbles against my poor bones? I thought was six kids, but it's not but big stones." And when he got to the well and stooped over the water and was just about to drink, the heavy stones made him fall in, and there was no help, but he had to drown miserably. When the seven kids saw that, they came running to the spot and cried aloud, "The wolf is dead! The wolf is dead!" and danced for joy round about the well with their mother. That's a happy ending. I like that one. That's a very classical fairy tale, in my opinion. I mean, it's very similar to like the Three Little Pigs, Little Red Riding Hood. That has a lot of similarities to those old ones. The Seven Kids, though, what can that be compared to? Hmm. It almost reminds me of like Peter and the Rabbit a bit, a bit, right? It that's not just me. Okay. And that concludes story time number 5. For next reading, we're going to have Faithful Henry or Faithful John. I might do that tomorrow. Who knows? These storytime quickies doesn't have like a set schedule yet. I think as of right now, I'm thinking of doing kind of like 10:30, 11ish, maybe 10. We'll see. I think it's the perfect time, right? 10:30 to 11 is like when a lot of people are like going to bed. So it's perfect time for these story times. And the only issue is that when I do export this video, sometimes the processing for YouTube takes about like an hour or two. So that is somewhat of an issue that I have to resolve on my own. But now I've finally figured out how OBS does like its recording on the side. So it makes it a lot easier for me to export just the story time instead of like the whole video of the VOD. So I'm getting used to that. And as far as for streaming, I'm kind of wondering if I should maybe do that for all future video stuff too. Just hit record every time I switch games because it makes it so much easier to export that shit. But that ends for tonight. I am probably gonna go play off stream a little bit. Am I gonna launch up Overwatch? Who knows? There's plenty of games I got. And no, actually, I'm probably gonna go work on some homework right now. I'm being honest. I did not turn in my homework today, so I gotta go turn it in late right now. So I will be catching you guys tomorrow, probably, since there's no big streams I'm gonna be catching. So I guess I'll see you maybe a little bit early Thursday. All right, bye everybody. Have a good night. I will see you later. And also, let me end the YouTube video. If you enjoyed the stories, make sure you hit that like and subscribe on YouTube. It goes a long way. Maybe comment, leave a comment, say whatever. It helps out a lot too. Oh god, I just realized every time I look down, my monitor's down here. I don't have a wonky eye. Maybe I do have a wonky eye. All right. But thank you so much to everybody that participated, joined up in chat. We're just around. It goes a long way. Thank you so much. Bye. Catch you next one.